Our next question, Mark wrote in saying, "Hello, I've heard an I've heard an anecdotal story on an internet comment which said that your father, Charles,
speaking of fathers,
did not allow you to watch Archbishop Fulton Sheen's program on television. Is this true, and if so, may I ask why? Further, what is your opinion on Archbishop Sheen and his television program? In your book, Puritan's Empire, you write that life is worth living, Sheen's show, comforted but did not challenge.
No.
What do you think about Sheen's cause for canonization as well?"
Well, I'm going to answer that in reverse order. Firstly, the cause for canonization, I'm all for it. If the man's a saint in heaven, and if he can rack up the miracles, then I'm all for his being recognized as such. So, let me say that. Also, let me say that the later Archbishop Sheen was not popular. Certainly not popular amongst a lot of the clergy in this country. He was a hero. He stuck to his guns.
On what?
Oh gosh, on church doctrine.
Like what?
Like the Blessed Sacrament, like apostolic succession, like the necessity for decent liturgy. And he, at one famous meeting of bishops, he was actually shunned by the lot of them.
Wow.
Yeah, so the later Sheen is a man who stuck by his guns. The early Sheen, the man who was popular, and I don't mean to say that they were different in the sense of being totally separate, but where I have to say that Archbishop Sheen is worthy of admiration is that simply because he was willing to sacrifice his popularity by sticking to what he knew was true. That's very admirable, ladies and gentlemen. Now, when he was popular, it was easy for him to be popular because everybody was saying the same thing. It was the 50s. And his message comforted but did not challenge the America of the 1950s. How do we know this? Because if it had, he would not have topped Uncle Milty in the ratings. Americans do not like being challenged in their views, especially when they share them. That's why President, Trump and Aunt Hillary were able to agree that we as a country are great because we're good. We are very self-affirming, ladies and gentlemen, as Americans. And this may sound a little bit funny given the orgy of love of country I partook in a little bit earlier in the program, but there is a difference between patriotism and unrelenting egoism. We're number one. Okay, why are we number one? Well, the truth is, we're not number one. In a lot of ways, we're a very screwy country, especially to the degree that we aren't Catholic. And that is something that's been the case for a long time. We Catholics, in this country, we American Catholics, Catholic Americans, whatever you want to call us, did our country a terrible disservice almost in the beginning by settling for respectability as the price of not evangelizing. And the early Sheen was an example of that. And that is why my father was not keen on letting me watch him, because he felt that Sheen was a conformist. They'd go along to get along with a larger culture. But he did not end that way. And so having said all of that, yes, it's true about my dad not wanting us to see the early Sheen. And yes, it's true that he comforted without challenging. And yes, I support his canonization.